The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own, with no direct intention to offend or upset.
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Hello everybody, welcome to Series 4, Episode 3 of What's the Script? The quintessentially Scottish movie review / comedy fun bits in there, like a bit of Rocky Road. I think it's just a chocolate bar till you bite into it. All sorts of niceness in there, Glaswegian style. My name is Craig, and with me as always is my big pal there, Christopher. How are you, Chris?
Yes, I'm hunky dory, mate. Getting ever so close to Christmas now.
That's it, innit? I can't wait. I wonder what Santa's going to bring me this year. More tidings of good cheer.
Aye. Oh, it could be worse, mate. It could be worse. You could be, I don't know, mate. It's fucking... You could be a wee squirrel living in the park in the freezing cold, where you just... The highlight of your day is having a couple of nuts in your mouth.
I know a few women. It's that would be the highlight of their day, mate. You know what I mean? Couple of minutes done with. But we'll get by that very, very quickly. So you picked 1995 Disney classic, Robin Williams inspired Jumanji. What was your thought process behind yon?
Yeah. I was just thinking back to all the films I used to watch, or like actors that I would always watch. Like besides at the end of the last one, we've not done any Jackie Chan, and we hadn't done any Robin Williams. So I just thought we'll do some Robin Williams because he's the man, and Jumanji was the one I watched the most. I know a lot of people watch Mrs. Doubtfire and stuff like that, but for me, Jumanji was the shizney.
It is a classic film, man. I think you only made this and Flubber a year apart. Flubber was another good one I enjoyed very, very much. It's quite interesting. We'll get to probably a bit of trivia later as we go on, but you can tell he's dialed down in this film and he wasn't allowed a lot of rope, can't you? But we'll tell you why. So, it was released on the 16th of February 1996 in the UK, even though it was credited as being 1995 Jumanji, and had quite a good budget of 65 million, considering the CGI that's involved back then. And it made back a quite healthy 262.8 million American dollars, man. You know, it's not the Dow Jones, man. American dollars. So it's a profitable film, and obviously starring Robin Williams, Bonnie Hunt, Kirsten Dunst, to a canny stand, Bradley Peirce, Jonathan Hyde, David Alan Greer, to name but a few. And it was directed by Joe Johnston. Don't know Joe Johnston? Do you?
I had a look back at some of his work. He done Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and the most recent one I know that he's done was The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. So
I've seen it. You've not seen that classic.
It was so, mate.
So, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is a belter, obviously. Seen that. Good few times there. Those I have. But, so 1996, mate, you were but a fart hoot at that age, you know what I mean? But you've watched this
Aye,
I'm guessing many
aye,
times.
I see. Obviously, as parents out there will know, there's films once their young Waynes take a liking to, you're watching that all day. This was an all day shot for me.
I'm guessing with the age gap between you and your brothers as well, they were probably right into it and also you were watching it off the back of your aim, huh?
Yeah. Well, and saying that, I they would have probably watched it as well, but I just remember me and my younger brother watching it, and I'm sure he would have been what, either 3 or something like that. So, as you can imagine, anything with
I can
animals and all that, know what I mean? It was smashing. It was peak cinema.
You're like there, you can imagine. I just instantly went to Han Solo. I can imagine quite a bit. Talking about the reward. So basically, mate, it just starts off. It's in a town called Brantford, New Hampshire. It's in New England. Where Family Guys say, "Hey, hello, welcome to the town of Keene, Brian." And it's like back in the kind of founding fathers days in it, and there's 2 wee boys burying the game into it.
Aye, aye, and see these two wee bastards, by the way, burying this in the middle of nowhere. Know what I mean? Oh, what if somebody finds this? Then may God have mercy on his soul. Like, what age are you?
I know. Right, well, I suppose everybody was God fearing back in the days, but could they not have killed it with fire? No. Did they have, do you know what I mean?
Oh, fuck's sake, man. Oh,
They'll try and torch the fucking thing.
exactly. Well, this is the whole thing. This is all clearly dangerous. By the way, this board game is very paedophile like. It's like only Waynes are attracted to it. Know what I mean?
Boy! Oh
Who
boy!
knew?
Oh dear.
Who Waynes are attracted to drums? Know what I mean? Dum ba dum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum bum ba
I
dum
know.
ba dum. I think we should follow the drums there.
Aye. If only the paedophiles of today knew that, they could have saved themselves a fortune in puppies and sweeties, not they just opened the back of transit and started going. Instead of the Pied Piper, it's the fucking pedo drummer. All these mesmerised Waynes just
I'm just telling you,
zombie like walking into the back of transit vans. What's the big van over there? See, the one that said Epstein.
Aye. But I just kind of took notice of that the other night there because I thought like everybody could hear it, sort of thing. Know what I mean? And it wasn't until I proper paid attention that none of the adults can hear it, and I'm going, "You're a bit of a crafty bastard, Mister Jumanji."
Aye, you're a bit dark, I know there. Thinking about it, that tone of light. So, excellent. So we're very quickly for the forefather days right up to the 60s. I'm not about to go through the film as it goes, but just giving people a bit of background. It's little Alan Parrish, isn't it? Living the good old American small town life with his big fucking sensible shoes on.
Aye, little town America. Isn't it? It's obviously they're the prosperous family in this wee town. Obviously, the beginnings of Nike. I mean, this is what this part is solely based on. But um, it's just aye, like you're saying, mate. Bicycles are it's more innocent times, isn't it? Innocent times, the pinnacle of innocent times, mate. Even
It's
the
just
bullies
him.
are wearing double denim and nobody's getting them pelters.
Alan cycling through the town in his big shiny bike with his sensible shoes on and his fucking iron deficiency eyes, man. His boy looks as if he looks pure deficient of minerals, man. He looks as if he's just been fucking locked in a cupboard and fed liver. Yeah, eat your liver, you little shite. Get that, didn't you? Aye, take that tin foil and swallow it.
Oh.
So, we very, long story short, we very quickly, as you say, mate, we realise he's the son of the most kind of well-to-do guy in town who owns Paris shoes, and he's well thought in all that. He's not a dick or anything like that. It's just, he likes a shoe, you know what I mean? And he runs to the factory, and big soul man's in there working. I'm a soul man. And he instantly says, "What up, my little buddy man? What's going down, little Parrish?"
I know,
You
mate. He's
boy.
so. He just seems very out of place in there, doesn't he? Know what I mean? You know, just
stop it.
everybody's all smoking a pipe. Know what I mean? No, you know what I mean? It's like he seems like upbeat, whereas everybody else is all. You can imagine all these guys in the morning all reading the Financial Times, smoking a pipe. Know what I mean? It's just
Making shoes.
But yeah, it's a bit of. Exactly.
You nearly said it there.
Well, see
He adds a bit of
What?
to the movie. That's terrible, you.
No.
Aye, so he's his pal.
That's
Isn't
he adds a. Aye. What I'm getting at, he's the mayor. He's the mayor, like, into the future guy in there. Know what I mean? That's
he's
what I'm
full of
getting
thinking,
at.
mate.
Whereas
Aye,
I
'cause
can
like,
imagine all these guys in here hammering wee pins into the bottoms of shoes. Know what I mean? That's what I'm
that's
talking
it.
about.
He's part of a production line, isn't he? He's got a certain job in that production line, whatever it is. But he knows his gravy, he knows his onions, man. I don't know why I'm fucking making Sunday dinner here, but he's full of thinking, like you say, mate. He's innovative, and he sees the kind of the sneakers and high tops are being the shoe of the future, and he pulls out this futuristic looking high top, doesn't he? Which is pretty good. It's only ruined by Parrish on it, you know what I mean?
Aye, exactly. But
Alan,
aye, it's
what
me,
is
Alan
it?
Parrish.
Your father's basketball shoe. More bouncy than civilized than a random brogue. Your father only had one leg.
Oh, fuck's sake, man. Oh, Jesus. But, aye. It's not the best of times for any of we're youngins here, isn't it? No. But, again, man, see, when I remember watching this when I was a wee guy and see like the Hyde bully, I was like, oh, you're a wanker.
He needs, him and his pals
Even
needs
at
a
a young
scalping.
age, I was like, I don't like you.
No,
Aye,
because
know what I
he
mean?
waited
It's-
outside. Bastard. But anyway, Alan's dark and you need to be a man. Can't stand in here, son. You need to go out there and face your demons, see? Go out there and take a right good licking. So it kind of fucking forces Alan to go out and just get a doing, doesn't it?
Aye, that's it. It's just it's displaying that hang me how Alan's dad is just he's like old fashioned, isn't he? Know what I mean? Stiff upper lip, get out there, rub some dirt on it and get on with it, sort of thing. But
Because Robin Williams was asked in an interview apparently that does this a reflection on your own relationship with your own father? And he says, no, not really. He says, but it can be a reflection on the relationship between my father and my grandfather, which I noticed quite a lot. I just thought that was a fucking daft question because Robin Williams never wrote this. Do you know what I mean? Robin, is this like you and your daddy? Fucking stupid press. I never knew it was a book, mate, to be honest with you.
I didn't know it was a book either until obviously I was getting some more details for this. But what an imagination by that fella. You know what I mean?
Aye.
I mean,
It's the
I
actual.
think that's what captured everybody with this as well. See, just the whole the board game, like sucking people into it and bringing stuff out into the world,
Oh,
mate. It was something else.
well, it captured me, mate. It captured me. Captured me like an Andy Gorham goalie glove. It captured me, I'll tell you. But the guy that wrote it, he says Jumanji's actually a word. It's Zulu for
Aye.
many effects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There they are.
Aye. that's that's the street name for acid in some places. You get any Jumanji on you?
You alright, mate? I am fucking full of Jumanji, man. Just imagine fucking Ace Ventura. Kind of hot in that rhino.
Oh, but and the connection with that as well, Robin Williams did say, like, while filming this, because all the creatures and all that were all CGI, it says like it was like you were hallucinating. You were supposed to imagine something in front of you. You know what I mean? Just
You can imagine how
man.
mental that must be. Especially when you see the bands. I know this was just about 4 years before Phantom Menace, but when you see the behind the scenes Jar Jar Binks guy with a big stick and the Jar Jar head on there, you know what I mean? So it must be a bit trippy. But I was said earlier on, mate, Robin Williams in this, great as always, right? But he's very noticeably dialed down. I didn't notice it until I read the trivia and then I watched it last night and I thought, aye, he's towing the party line in this film because he was warned, wasn't he, basically?
Aye, because it was I think the script was like heavily structured sort of thing, and well, it wasn't. The director didn't really actually want to cast him in this because he was known to go off on tangents, sort of thing. And I think there was like a mega list of people. I'm trying to remember. I think Dan Aykroyd was one of them.
Right.
Chevy Chase was another one. You know what I mean? So it was like that's curious there. But see, even saying that, I couldn't imagine any Ray 2 in this film because I think it's just like perfect for Williams.
Definitely. But again, on the back of that, apparently Rob Williams went and met the writer guy and goes, look, I promise you I'll stick to the way it's written. This is a great story. It's going to be a great movie. I want to be part of it. And he's like, right, cool, give you a chance. And it worked out, man. So it did. Partly the only time I had a carry on offset was with Kirsten Dunst, who fucking loved him. And the lassie that plays Sarah, who's Bonnie Hunt, who I quite like.
Aye.
And it's quite funny in this as well, because Bonnie Hunt and your woman that plays his mammy, what's her name again? They were both in Green Mile.
Patricia Clarkson.
Aye.
Aye.
It's quite funny if she
I
was
thought you would draw
the
that
same
conclusion.
character in Green Mile when Alan walked in the 60s and she's like, fucking beat fucker, fucking.
Oh, fuck's sake, man.
The words that come out of her mouth, Paul.
Aye.
I don't recognize her no more. Get away from me, you fucking big fuck.
Oh, fuck's sake, man.
Oh. And Big John Coffey comes in, trying to cure Jumanji. It's like mosquitoes buzzing around in my head. So I'll very quickly, I know we've just kind of started this, mate, but I'll very quickly tell the people who haven't seen this, absolute, must have been incarcerated for murders or something. A magical board game unleashes a world of adventure on siblings Peter and Judy. While exploring an old mansion, the youngsters find a curious jungle-themed game called Jumanji in the attic. When they start playing, they free Alan Parrish, who's been stuck in the game in a world for decades. If they win Jumanji, the kids can free Alan for good. But that means braving giant bugs, ill-mannered monkeys, and even stampeding rhinos. And that's the film, more or less.
Aye.
So, aye.
Aye. There you go. But talking about, see the Judy part, I know you're Kirsten Dunst's biggest fan, but apparently Scarlett Johansson was gone for that role in this as well.
Right. See, when I read that, I was like, oh, aye, Scarlett Johansson. Oh, right, I know she'd have been about fucking 13. Aye, calm down, Craig. You know what I mean? Never think of Scarlett Johansson as being a wee lassie. Do you know what I mean? I'm pure rubbing my thighs, going, no, get her in for it. Oh, aye, right, okay. Hands up to the big one. She wasn't in her 30s. That's right, Craig. Calm yourself. No, see Kirsten Dunst, mate. She's just.
Fuck's sake, man.
Very first time I seen her, right, was an Interview of a Vampire. And she played a tremendous part in that, right? Brilliant. And then all of a sudden she was Mary Jane Watson. You know what I mean? I'm like, what?
Aye.
Was there other, sorry, was there nae pretty lasses about? It's just her character in the Spider-Man franchise, mate, because she gives Peter it pure stinking. Gives him a pure hard time.
Aye.
Especially in like the second and third one. You know what I mean? Making him jump through hoops and all that.
Oh, my wee Peter.
She's a wee boot. Not happy with her. Do you know what? I've got no time for her.
I knew it was
I've got
coming.
absolutely
I knew it was coming.
zero time for the lassie, Christopher. That's all I'll say about it in the matter.
Oh, superb, man.
Tell you.
Oh, aye. Well, there you go.
Aye. There you go. Kirsten Dunst a bit.
Oh, Dunst.
Dunst. So before we get into the what I'll ask you your favourite scenes were and stuff like that, mate. Heavy CGI in this film, isn't there? Kinda at the cusp of it taking off. I would say today it's noticeably extremely bad and could be. See this age where we keep remaking shit. I don't want it remade, but they could maybe go back and digitally remaster it for today's audience.
Yeah. Yep. It's more noticeable with the monkeys for me. Like the stampede thing. That's
bad.
tickety boo. And some of the vines, but it's more the monkeys.
Aye, the monkeys just
So,
they don't even look the same kind of colour set as the surroundings that they're in and all that. And some of the monkey scenes are the comedic best ones, you know what I mean? When they're on the bike and all that. Three monkeys driving the bike with a helmet down there, can't you see? Another one's cocking a gun. Do you know what I mean? So it is more noticeable. Again, you've got to think to yourself, right, talking 28, 29 years ago, but a wee digital remaster wouldn't do any harm, I wouldn't think, you know.
yeah, aye. Plus, there's still the practical effects they done with some of the stuff as well. I mean, I'm all for practical effects anyway, but they were done well. Let's see, like the big plant and the line and all that. Know what I mean? They were done well, but it was that thing we were talking about. But let's assume we're talking about Highlander. Some of the effects they used in that stand up better than some of the films in the 90s, because for some reason stuff in the 90s looks more cartoonish for some reason, and the monkeys are a prime example.
Primeval example. Hey, hey.
Oh.
So some of your scenes, mate, what's the things you first always think about
Oh,
when you think of this film?
well, it's definitely when the lion first appears. Know what I mean? Just this, obviously the tail on the piano with the shadow, then obviously the big pog is on it. Know what I mean? And then it just emerges for the shadows with this deep growl. Know what I mean? I remember as a
Aye.
wee boy like that. Oh, fuck's sake, man! Is that a real lion?
The lion! That's magic, innit? Like you said there, see the paw on the
Aye,
piano? There's a kind of horror movie bit about that, just the pling, 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 pling. Like,
aye,
oh,
aye. Because this was apparently criticised as well because it was a film made for kids, but there was like a scary element to it.
I agree
Do you know
with
what I
that.
mean? But it's like, they,
Because I read what you read, I could see why. Definitely, aye. There's a lot of there's not a lot of sugarcoating in this, but with dialogue as well. And maybe rightly shouldn't he be? But Robin Williams wouldn't let his kids watch this either. He said because he thought it was too scary.
aye,
There's a very underlying tone. There's a harsh reality that you can die playing this game, man. If you don't know your wits about you, do you know what I mean? And then you had the
aye,
whole the kind of backstory between father and son. But which, by the way, see the guy playing his dad in both roles. It was genius, absolutely genius.
aye, aye, aye. Mate, there's some people I've spoke to didn't know he played both parts.
Aye, he probably
Maybe the same
understands
person that
why.
didn't know it was Doctor Evil.
Aye, same guy. Aye, was it?
Could be, could be.
You thick fuck. Yeah. I know. I love you, really, making a good
Oh,
fan of the show. I'm just glad we battered another team in green and white last night. uh, so, it's a great scene, mate, with the lion in that. Anything else? It's a lion.
um, again, it's the first time the big plants emerge. I thought that was superb, man, and it was like I had already seen the Little Shop of Horrors. You know what I mean? So I
Aye.
thought that was like oh, this is where they comfy sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's like superb.
Oh, I never thought that, but you took the words out of my mouth with the little shop of horrors, because as soon as it comes out the cabinet, I just think, all the time, I just think, feed me, Seymour! Feed me, Seymour! Oh, that's worth
Oh,
a
mate,
watching that, by the way.
so good.
That could make it.
Aye.
That could make it
Oh,
to series
aye.
4, that movie. A lot of singing involved. Steve Martin, that one. Sun be a
Aye. Oh,
damn
mate, it's just
test. Oh, so good.
aye. But mate, it's just it's just when you see that, know what I mean? It was and see at the time as well, me and my brother were heavy into the Batman animated series in the 90s. And this was like a pure Poison Ivy thing as well. Know what I mean? So it just everything clicked. And again, watching it the last couple of days, still has got the same effect. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant, man. Big plants out in there eating people and all that. It's just, you just don't see it anymore. Feathered and lethal.
I see the bit with the big vine comes out, takes Carol's Polish motor. I mean, that motor went
Uh,
through the walls in a matter of hours, and then the big vine just comes out and just ends it. Carol's face. Ah! And then he just goes, go on, take it. Brilliant.
aye, aye, pure brilliant, man. And one new that I didn't really appreciate back when I was younger, but see now, I think it's funnier now, obviously because I'm older and I get it. But see when wee Peter goes out to find the axe, and he lifts up the axe and he's hitting this lock to get into the shed to get the axe, and he just stops and looks at the camera. You know what I mean? You're just like, you're a fucking idiot.
Aye, exactly. You don't get that kind of comedy when you're young, wee. You're like, she looks for the camera for, but as it's pretty good, man. Because it doesn't look practiced. I know it just looks ad libbed, but really, really good. Some of the things I like in the film that I never really thought about was there's a kind of Back to the Future 2 element about this film. It shows you what happens to the whole town when his father kind of stops caring, and Alan comes back to the present day, and that small town America, everybody knows everybody, everybody's prospering is pure long gone. There's boarded up shops, closing down sales. There's drunks on the street, people coughing. I mean, the place is an absolute. I've just wrote down here, Brentford is a shithole, and it's all because his father stopped everything. Just stopped investing in the town just to put all his actions into finding his boy. You know what I mean? Who he probably went through years and years and years of fucking being accused of murder. That as well, man. That's heavy. You know what I mean?
Aye. That's. I mean, you're seeing that. You see that stuff now. You know what I mean? And you think about it now, but it's just like, aye. I suppose it is heavy, but I don't know if see how if people were saying it wasn't like really appropriate for kids and all that stuff. Like, I don't think kids would have picked up on that because I didn't pick up on it.
Oh, that's true.
Know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Like,
Aye. I just think the frightening things were maybe for a wee bit too frightening for small Waynes, like the lion and the plant, because the plants were evil, man. The plants were bad. And the mosquitoes and all coming back trying to do you in. What else was I going to say there? Did you notice? Did you read or notice about the when was it Van? Think me, what's his name? Van Pelt,
what do you call it?
the hunter.
I've had belts.
When he goes into the gun shop,
Aye.
apparently the song playing on there was the Mexican national anthem. But when they made this, when they showed this film in Mexico, they had to change that tune because it's illegal to fucking play the national anthem without permission. Jesus. I mean,
Aye. Exactly, mate. It's, aye.
walk down the
Go fuck
streets of
about with the
fucking.
Mexicans. Know what I mean? They took it serious.
Walk down the streets of Guadalajara, forgetting where you were, start whistling, get done in. Mental.
But see, I'd say that and all. There's another kind of sinister part to that obviously I didn't know about, and I still didn't know it was a thing. But when he goes in to ask get a new gun, the guy asks him, "You're no a postal worker, are you?" Because apparently, like postal workers were all going after nut and buying guns and going shooting everybody. Know what I mean?
I'm a postal worker.
It's that. I going postal, I think they called it. Know what I mean? Like, imagine this time of year, mate. Where's my fucking parcel? Just cocks a guns like that. No bother, mate. It's no bother. I didn't need it anyway.
I know. Imagine that. Just like double your size of your sack this time of year. And just looking at a letter and it not having the full postcode and just losing your shit, man. Just turning into Michael Douglas at a falling down. Fuck it. Going blowing people away. So that was sinister. I never knew anything about that, man. So the ammo shop, that was pretty good. There's a kind of journey with Alan in this interlock as well, because he's he's repressed his emotions through his dad, probably through 26 years of being left in the jungle to fend for yourself and all, because it shows you him doing what his dad couldn't with Peter, didn't it?
Aye, because
Which is nice.
Aye, it's like because you see him kind of. Well, he says it himself, didn't he? He became his father. Know what I mean? Without spending time with his father, sort of thing. Because he's obviously he shouts at wee Peter for not grabbing the game at one point, and then tells him to stop crying, like fucking get your chin up. Know what I mean? And he catches himself, but because see the Alan character for Robin Williams, it's a strange one, right? Because he went into the jungle, he went into Jumanji as like a wee boy, right? And when he comes out, he still does wee boy things. Know what I mean? But then there's stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know if he's just like saying stuff that his father's obviously said to him at times in his life and he's just repeating it. Know what I mean? Doesn't know any better. But it's just.
Is that bit when Peter
complicated,
goes and gets.
complicated man.
Alan drops the game in the water, Peter runs away and goes upside down and gets it, and everybody's like, "Oh, Peter, it's so awesome, Peter. You're super, Peter. Fucking brilliant, Peter." And then like Alan just goes, "Aye, all right, come
Aye. Well done, lad.
on."
but
Well done, son. I used to do that in my sleep.
Aye, it's interesting, mate. There is like elements to this that I never really thought about before until obviously we were doing this, because I hadn't even thought of the whole thing with Alan. Know what I mean? Him coming back. The only kind of way he knows to give advice or stuff like that is stuff that his dad gave him. Know what I mean? And it's obviously very dated advice. Know what I mean? Compared to like now, like when this is set. Know what I mean?
Definitely, man. Very dated indeed. But he's even a bit of growing and all that as a man, which is pretty cool.
Aye.
But Bonnie Hunt, man, a lot of time for her. I think she's a good actress. She plays a right good part in this. That bit when her and the kids are running through the town and the bike gets bashed with the monkeys on. He just says to Judy, "Sweetheart, you seen three monkeys on a police bag going by there, didn't you?" "Uh-huh. Good girl." I'm not crazy, man.
Aye, it is. She brings a lot of comedic effect to this. Know what I mean? Especially that the obviously her and Alan meet again for the first time, and it's like, "Oh, I had it bad. No, I had it bad." Know what I mean? She's like, "How do you think I felt being the lassie that witnessed you being murdered or disappeared, and nobody came to my 14th birthday party?"
Aye. See in that conversation, that back and forth, but to slap her at the end because she still never lets Alan get the fucking last word. She gets the last word going, "Me too." Do you know what I mean? You're like, shut up, Pen.
Aye.
Fucking 26 years. Know what I mean? He's been fighting me little shop of horrors and fucking lions and getting chased after a clone of his dad. And you're like that. Me too. But I've been going through all the things emotionally.
Aye. He's been wiping his ass with banana leaves for 26 years. You know what I mean?
Aye. At least they got bananas. At least it wasn't poison ivy. So it wasn't. So the town in this film, right? It's called Brantford, whatever you want to call it, New Hampshire. There is an actual town in New Hampshire in it. It's called Keene. The national anthem's fucking everybody's changing, man. I fucking hate that song. I hate that band. I hate him that sings in the band and all. Remember he booked himself into rehab for having half a joint? Oh, I just feel it's getting to the by the wayside and has smoked half a wacky tobacco cigarette. Oh, kidding on, he's a rock star and all that. Anyway, the people of the town, the real town, they loved Robin Williams, didn't they, mate? Loved him to bits.
I absolutely loved him, mate. So much so he was given the keys to the city, wasn't he? And like in the film, you see this parish sign that's painted on like a building, and apparently it's still there till this day. And obviously, with Robin Williams passing, it's like a memorial tribute to him there now, isn't it?
Aye. I've got a wee memorial. Hit him quite hard. I mean, even though they gave him the keys to the city and he fucking robbed him blind, man, opening all the doors and all that. They just, they were still, aye. No, I loved him to bits, and there was a honorary member of the city and get the keys, and he was allowed into places and all that shit. So that was nice. I liked that, but I don't like their national anthem. Fucking shite. Don't like that at all.
I don't like the national anthem.
Can you imagine what's on in the town? Everybody sing, I know, man, dance.
Was he still talking? What? Obviously, I consider this like a family film anyway, but there is a lot of down things in it. Because let's see when obviously Alan comes back and he goes to the factory, you know what I mean? And it's just pure decimated, and there's a homeless guy living in it, I know, and it's just depressing, isn't it?
That guy's getting the best room in the fucking house. Not I mean, he's got the fire going and all that. He's got his dog. He's got the clothes off folded and he's smoking a pipe. He's having a good time, man. You know what I mean? But that is very touching, that moment, because as you say, right, first thing Alan's done when he comes back is he's fucking got a line in the house with a knife, and then as he runs to the factory, he just turns into a wee boy, doesn't he? Dad, Dad. Do you know what I mean? Which Robin Williams was the best at. You know what I mean? Making you feel that he was on a par with that kind of age group and getting you and all that. It was, you're like, oh no, Daddy's not there. Daddy, do do do. Daddy was there.
Daddy was there when I wrestled with a bear.
Oh, I think I'm gonna be scared. Daddy wasn't there. Play with Sarah's beard. Oh, Sarah had a beard in this film.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
Again, and then it comes back.
So good.
Has the shave and all that. So he's went for like fearless jungle warrior to little boy to back in the house, and then like Peter uses the reverse psychology and says, "Ah, you're afraid? It's okay. It's okay to be afraid and all that." And then he just comes out with the pure mad speech. You think that mosquitoes, monkeys, and lions are bad? This is just the beginning. I've seen things that you've only seen in your nightmares, things that you can't even imagine, things you can't even see, things that will hunt you in the night. Then something screams, then you hear it getting eaten, and you just hope to God that you're not dessert. Afraid, you don't even know what afraid is. You wouldn't last 5 minutes without me. All right, mate.
See that, mate? That's actually one of my favourite lines in the film. Know what I mean?
A good monologue. I think it was delivered perfectly in Scottish there.
Aye.
What do you think? What do you think?
Definitely, man.
Told you about a hanky Kirsten Dunst, but what do you think of the remains in the film? Do you think they're good?
Mate, I think they add to the film. The only thing that annoys me is wee Peter's scream. It annoyed me when I was young, and it annoys me still. It's just, oh,
When was that? When's the scream?
he does all this mad scream all the time. Let's see when the first the mosquitoes come out, and he does a mad fucking, and then when you see the spiders come down, not I mean, he's like, what the fuck are you screaming at?
I've not noticed. I've not noticed, mate. Do you know it reminds me very much, and I suppose it's because of the same kind of setup, 2 adults, 2 kids. It reminds me very much of the wee boy in Jurassic Park. So he does.
Aye. The two of them. Because
Aye.
obviously the other lassie had blonde hair and all that as well. It was very similar.
Aye. That's quite good.
But, aye. See. Aye.
Same dynamic.
For what they were, mate, it was good. It was good. Look, the Kirsten Dunst characters is obviously a wee bit more fly than her brother, know what I mean? And he's more the wee innocent dafty, know what I mean? Wee bit of bravery in there as well. But I think they added to the film. I think everybody in this is good. Even the auntie, even though she's not even in it that much, know what I mean? I think she plays a good
Fraser's
part
wife.
as well, just a constant what the fuck is going on? Aye.
Mad Lillian.
You know what I mean? It's just aye.
Will Fraser. Cold-hearted bitch. It's good, mate. That's good. See how you're talking about the jungle drums? I put in brackets beside them the glorious 12. Just summoning prodies. See, you put it down as being a paedophilic drum. I've put them down as being proddy catchers. I forgot I wrote that down, man.
Fuck's sake, man. But, I was going to say to you as well. Did you see the props they used in this? So see the actual games themselves. One of them was sold for about 60 grand.
$60,800 on eBay, mate. Because it was one of the, as you say, it was one of the ones used in the film as a prop. And apparently there was a few of them, so you've got to imagine there's another couple cutting about somewhere.
I was smashing to get hot. It's where they keep such a thing, know what I mean? You walk into the house, what's that you've got? That's Jumanji there. What? Where the acid? Not you.
I got my house for a bit of Jumanji, mate. Like, that was Jumanji. You walk in, there's a fucking board game set out. You're like, for fuck's sake. Davey. What the? Come on. Need to be clearer about these things. Fucking gave up my football ticket tonight.
Oh, mate. See, another thing I thought was brilliant. See when Alan comes back for the jungle, and when he's when he's getting a bit of snash of Judy and all that, he's sees references. They're still back in like the 60s and all that. Know what I mean? He's like, oh, the Clampets have a yard sale. Know what I mean? And they'll just like, what?
Schoolyard's comeback in it. Because he talks to Carol, the Polish, later on as well, and references the Twilight Zone, which was obviously a big show in 1969. Saying to him, look, I know this sounds like something out of the Twilight Zone, but you've got to believe me. Do you know what I mean? So that's quite, you're right, it's clever. You're talking about Peter there having a wee bit of bravery and all that kind of stuff. I wrote it down there as well, but Peter says he's very industrious. And Ed, like, he saved the board game, and then, like, when they get to the tune, he gets the board game back off Van Pelt, runs into the car when the stampede goes at him and all that kind of stuff. and then later on he's going out with the axe and all that. So, he's plays like a great wee part, but he didn't do anything at all after this. The actor.
It's just one of the things, mate. Works for some, doesn't work for others. Know what I mean? But you're right when you say his industrious side. But I think that's another thing that's lost now. Seeing films, it's just like when the like children characters are just shite. Know what I mean? They're just like a hindrance in films now. Know what I mean? It's just like, whereas in some films it's like, he's quite handy, that wee chap. She's quite handy. Know what I mean? It's because he's obviously
His name Andy, because he's awfully handy. Oh, you're right. Wayne's and films now are
but it's
just
like even
proper product
they're
of society today. Just whiny little bitches, man. Telling you.
Because even the Judy character, she's a bit more intelligent as well. Know what I mean? Because she works out the stuff. See, in the board game itself. Know what I mean? Like, we actually need to finish this game and all this stuff, and everything will be fixed as long as we finish this game. Know what I mean? Whereas nobody else is kind of thinking that.
Aye. Because even at the very start, when they open the game, she says to her brother, "You've got to roll again." He's like, "What?" She goes, "Aye, doubles rolls twice." You fucking little monkey bastard. So that was quite good and all, wee Peter turning into the monkey and all that. I thought that was kind of clever.
Aye. The bit of punishment. And see a thing I didn't notice either. See his piece on the board, it goes all the way back to the start again because he cheated.
You really cheated, but never knew it went all the way back to the start. Clever. Clever.
That's what I thought.
I was trying to roll a seven.
Because he's a wee cheeky monkey.
He's a wee cheeky monkey, that wee bastard. So that was good. But long story short, the chase through the town was pretty decent with Van Pelt, the kids, Sarah, get through the big discount store and all that. A part of Peter's industry, which I thought was great, was when he puts the oxygen tanks onto the canoe and launches them at Van Pelt. That was good, wasn't
it? Especially when you get the Van Pelt wee scream as he's going out that window.
Aye. You know who I thought Van Pelt was? When I first seen this, I didn't know it was the same guy that played the dad right away. Do you know what I mean? I've known for the last 20 years right enough, but I didn't know right away. I thought it was Eric Idle for fucking Monty Python. So I did for the first couple of years. Especially with that mad wee scream. Oh! This is dead fucking Marv at a Home Alone with it.
Aye. Oh, nah, but it's superb. Again, breaks up the tension, doesn't it? Because it's got spatterings of humour all the way through this. But, aye, superb, man.
So, get to the very end, I suppose, and like the tension at Alan throwing that dice and it's rolling down the house. Well, before that, I thought the monsoon bit was the best bit in the whole film. The flooding and all that. I thought that was great.
Aye. It's superb, mate. Again, well done. And then just an added bit of dread into it, like crocodiles. Know what I mean? Or alligators, whatever you want to call them. It's...
I know.
Aye. Shite jobby, know what I mean? It's fucking...
Loads of teeth. Because then when the kids, Auntie and Carol come to the front door, and I've always wanted to do this. And he shoots a lock, and then bits of water come out, and then you just get blasted back. And before you know it, there's like tidal waves going down the street, they're surfing on doors and all that's quite funny.
Aye. Because mate, that was always, when I was younger, I know that was always like a highlight as well. You know what I mean? Because you just go to remember, like, seeing wee boys, mate, lions and crocodiles and all that, they're like the coolest things ever. You know what I mean? But it's because even see when I think that was good as well. See when like Alan jumps on the crocodile and he's wrestling with it. You know what I mean? And it's just trying to shake him off. Like one of the bull rides. You know what I mean? That's fucking superb, man.
Aye, it's mad Sarah. Alan, you wrestled a crocodile for me. I'll touch this and all that. Her big sexy cardigan on. Oh, let me undo one of my 9,000 buttons on this cardigan.
Oh, mate. But see, the thing is, as well, let's see the animals and all that they brought into this. It was like things that fucking like kind of terrify people. You know what I mean? It was like the only thing it wasn't in it was a snake.
Aye.
See when they bastard spiders come down, man. Oof.
I know. Don't worry, see the actual spiders, they looked shite, right? But I'm not a lover of any kind of thing coming towards me with 8 legs at all, especially no that size, man. See the ones in Harry Potter? They freaked me out for a long time, man. Or the wee spiders going through the forest and all that. Oh, no. Even the big one in the Lord of the Rings and all that. Those gives me the heebies, man.
I see about that fucking stalks the bold Frodo, mate. That's a bit, but
Aye, pure silent.
Aye.
I mean, even Pennywise was a spider, wasn't he?
Aye. But if you want to laugh, mate, you can go back and watch 8-Legged Freaks. That might dissipate it a bit.
Oh no, that was just pish poor. No, it wasn't that. I've not seen that. I've seen Arachnophobia. My God. You seen that? It's looking
Aye,
big
mate.
tarantulas.
Again, that was an awful.
Run across the
It's an
room.
awful I used to watch as a win, mate.
Oh, how? You freak. The guy storing the tarantula runs across the room, then stops and turns around and looks at him and goes, it's after him. This spider has a human brain. My God.
Big John Goodman. Oh,
Boy, it was. Jesus.
mate.
So at the end, mate, when Alan
I was saying, mate,
eventually
like
the dice lands, that's pretty good.
Aye, because it's quite poignant as well, isn't it? It's like when he's not running for Van Pelt anymore. It's like he's kind of facing his dad. You know what I mean? Aye. It's obviously where the dice tumbling. You know what I mean? It's definitely well done.
Aye, go on then, run. No. Do you mean no? Aren't you afraid? Terrified? But my dad always told me to stand up to my greatest fears. And that's when Van Pelt, as you say, just says what his dad would probably say, didn't he? He just says, good lad, you're finally becoming a man. Any last words? Jumanji. What? Jumanji? And he just fires the bullet. I like that, mate. I like that bit. The bullet, the gun just gets to there between him and Sarah and then starts recoiling into the game along with everything else, doesn't it?
Aye. I can see the big finality of all this anyway. Like because I thought that the quicksand thing, I thought that was brilliant too.
Oh, and aye.
You're just the whole house is just like breaking in two. Know what I mean? It was just
things like
that ends up pure pandemonium.
Like to get out of the floor now. I looked like you go there.
No, mate. Damn your eyes.
Hello, darling. Miss me?
oh, mate. But aye. Because even, see, obviously, when the building splits apart and then Alan's swinging through the house, and then the big lion takes a swipe at him and all, and it's just this, it's just brilliant, man.
Aye. So good, man. But everything, as we say there, is just getting recoiled back into the game. And the last thing that Alan and Sarah do is grab each other and hug. Then the camera zooms into the game and zooms back off it, and seemingly in the one take. And Alan and Sarah are back 1969 again, aren't they? Great, man. I love that. I think that's a great,
Aye,
brilliant way they've done that at the end, man.
aye, aye, it's good because it's like it's easy to. It means Alan's not going to go through what he went through and all that. Know what I mean? And it's kind of like a reset, and gets to make up with his dad all this stuff. So there's no regrets.
I know.
But
I mean, see if they lived in Alderaan, fucking, he'd have had their memories wiped, man. So that was quite good that Disney didn't. It made them go back the way, but keep all their memories and stuff, so they knew everything. Do you know what I mean? I thought that was good.
aye, there was I thought that as well because I thought it would have been weird for Sarah to relive her life again. Know what I mean? Like she's got the inside track to what is going to be the next big thing. But
Well, I never thought of that.
see when they ditch the board game, she says something like, "I'm already starting to forget being grown up." Know what I mean? And I think that's when they make the promise. Well, as long as we don't forget each other and we don't forget Judy and Peter, sort of thing. Know what I mean? But I think they forgot everything else. Let's see, like the game, how it wiped out everything that happened. I think it would wipe out their memories as well.
I think so. Because they knew enough to employ Peter's mum and dad so that they wouldn't get killed on the ski trip and stuff like that. But maybe you're right, mate. But then they have that mad, I better do this before I start feeling too much like a kid again. And give him a wee winch and all that.
Aye. That's it. Aye. Makes me think that maybe she's regressing back to the stage she was in 69. But that's, see, also,
Aye, regressing back to a 69 there, I mean, dirty bastard, Chris.
but if I've got one gripe with this as well, it's see when obviously the end it's Christmas and all that. So technically, this could also be a Christmas film.
Thought you'd say that.
But see when like Judy and Peter meet they two, and they've no idea who they are. That's kind of like a gripe. I thought there could have been a wee bit, see like maybe Judy or something going like that. Have we met before? Something along the lines, know what I mean? So you kind of thought, oh, it's there, but they just totally don't know them. I was like, oh no, that's you've ruined that for everybody there.
Oh, look, they could have had wee Peter walking in with a banana because he used to be a monkey, you know what I mean? Have we met before? That was quite good. And then
I just thought
obviously,
that maybe have been a wee bit a wee nod to it, know what I mean?
Sarah's full of the pregnancy and all that, you know what I mean? And I've just met the two Waynes and gave them Christmas presents and stuff. But it's good. Great film. Great bit of nostalgia. But you gain it out of 10, mate.
I'll get a solid 8. Solid 8. Just the CG CGI takes away from it for me a wee bit now. But apart from that, everything else is still tremendous.
Aye, it's an 8 for me as well, mate. That's what's on my IMDb. I'm not changing it. It would have been forever as a digital remaster in the works, which I think they're not going to be now, fuck's sake. It could have touched the old 9 there, but it doesn't spoil it. I think it just makes you well aware of the age of the film, is all it does, really, I suppose. But
Aye.
the monkeys are pretty poor, man.
Aye. Plus, like we were talking about before we done this, see the pace in it as well. It feels like a very quick film because it starts boom, 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 and like the whole Jumanji thing just kicks off. Know what I mean? And it just doesn't stop till the end. It was good, man.
In a good way. I think it is. Just, is it what, an hour 40, just constant. And
Aye.
there's nothing left out, there's nothing missing. You still have the backstories and the emotions and the growing up and the regression and the game and the pitfalls. Everything's in it. There's nothing rushed, I don't think. It's just brilliantly paced, man. And again, just a bit weird that Robin Williams isn't pure flamboyant in it, but it works. So 7 out of 10. Sorry, 2 8s out of 10 again. 16 out of 20. Any Glaswegianisms for Jumanji? No.
I don't know, mate. I'll just call it Jumanji, mate. You want some Jumanji?
So I don't know. I never thought any anyway. Want a game of the fear, mate? Want to play the fear? Pure heaven of fear. There's another bit I know. Seen you talk about the floor turns to quicksand, and you keep
Aye.
reaching in with stuff to help and get out. Everything keeps coming apart. Stop handing me things that come apart. That was quite good.
Aye. Brilliant, man.
So next week I have a film pre-picked. It's quite funny because the boys at what do we call them? Seismic Cinema actually mentioned it on their last podcast. Well, they mentioned one of the 3 films of the franchise on their last podcast, and I'd already picked it for us today next week. What are you doing that for? Do you think it's Home Alone or something? No Home Alone. No,
I did.
no, I'm not doing Home Alone. Well, either are they're doing Home Alone 3. Colin's taking it very, very personally that people aren't up to his ratio of lovingness with that film. I don't hate it. I just don't think it's part of the original. That's tough shit. But next week, mate, we're going to be doing. Gonna do it for laughing there. Still can't do it for laughing. I was right to hum the tune there. We are going to be doing Back to the Future Part 3.
Aye.
Down with that.
Smashing that. I think we spoke about that, didn't we? I'm sure we spoke about this.
I think we spoke about that over a bottle of Buffalo whiskey in a hotel in Dundee before we kind of lost our memories completely. Woke up with a pizza breakfast.
Went to the dark side of the moon.
Nothing to be off, but did you see that their tickets are on sale for next year?
Aye.
Hyde on that.
Aye.
Better look into that. A bit closer to home and the like. But I'll do Nicky at all again if you fancy another trip to that mad pub. We can maybe wear some leather gear and get a lumber in it this time.
Oh, super, man.
So what you up to the rest of the day? Maybe you're going to watch anything on your list? Anything to get out to the cinema for? I don't think there is.
No, I don't think there is, mate. I eventually get round to seeing Killers of the Flower Moon. It was all right, but I think it could have benefited for about 40 minutes. Took off it, but it was good. Just a bit.
Aye.
The pacing of it was a bit stretched out, but hey ho.
Oh, it's the 15th today, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a true story. True story, mate. I don't know if that Godzilla -1 or something's it, because that's getting a good write up. Because it wasn't in the pictures last week. That was just like an early preview or something like that. So I don't know if that might be. But apart from that,
Do you know who? Do you know who's gave it the
it's
thumbs up?
going to be
Nerdronic.
whom? Oh,
So he's like, finally, a man's film, a film for boys. You know what I mean?
aye.
But what I have just realised, today's the 15th. I'm pretty sure Dial of Destiny goes on to Disney Plus today, doesn't it?
Aye. Yep. So
Yeah, we watched that tonight. You thought it was all right, didn't you? Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny just wasn't proper franchise indie, but it's no bad.
It was, hang me. I'll let you see it, and then because I don't want to say stuff to you and then put you off it, sort of thing. But
okay,
things didn't he? Know what I mean?
Story of my life, that things.
Apart from that, mate,
don't.
I'll just be wrapping up Christmas presents.
You done all your shopping? You get everything in?
I'm done, mate. Tanned. No, tanned and ready to go, mate.
I'll check you.
I'm on a tight ship, not a shite tip.
We've heard that for about 3 episodes. There we go. You'll hear that again, folks, about episode 7. Just like me and my fucking 37 brilliance. Brilliant. That's for that, mate. This is Friday. I'll be editing and getting it out for this afternoon. This Sunday, I'm going to miss the cup final. But me, the wife, and the kids are going through to Edinburgh to do the Polar Express, which is one of my favourite Christmas films. It's apparently going through to Edinburgh, going on the Polar Express, getting my jammies on, getting cocoa, seeing Santa and all that. So looking forward to that, man. I think that'll be good.
Oh, see the guy that wrote Jumanji? He wrote Polar Express.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh,
apparently so. So
I think I like him. There you are. Before we go, mate, very quickly, can we touch on what do you think of the reboots of Jumanji? Or the reboot, we'll say.
I thought they were good, but I thought the idea of stuff coming out of the game was better than getting into the game.
Right, aye.
That's where I think it's kind of, know what I mean? Because it's like, you've already had that idea, know what I mean? You've had stuff like Tron and all this stuff, people getting into the games, but they were good films and all, mate. So,
I totally get you. I
good
think
family
for
films.
the platform it was on in the reboots, but was a console, so I can see why. And whereas a board game, I can see why. But I did enjoy the two of them very much. I thought all the characters were good. I like Kevin Hart and The Rock's partner, the one other's great. And Jack Black, man, being the woman in a guy's body, I thought that was smashing. Really, really good, man. Oh my God, look at your hair. Look at your nails. That's brilliant. But but they did have a good one to come for me. Jumanji, 1995, Robin Williams and the like. So if you've not seen this, watch it. We always say that, watch it. On the back of last week's Rock and Roller, Paul for Seismic made a very good point last night about Rock and Roller being all one word and maybe not getting picked up in the algorithm, because we've struggled with that last week, didn't we? We didn't get a lot of views or listens on that, which is disappointing.
Humbling they call it. But
Aye, humbling, aye.
aye,
Christ, some of the best songs I've ever done.
aye,
They've got shitey views, but you know what I mean?
aye. There was an unofficial like kind of sequel to Jumanji as well, and it was a wee film called Zathura, and it was made a
Right.
space game. So
Aye. That's the one the hoosh goes up and spins around and
I
all
think
that,
your
innit?
Div was into that. Aye, that was it. Aye, I think my younger brother was into that for a bit. So
Vaguely remember. I
if you're
can
not seen that, go and
see
watch
the
that as
trailer.
well. You might enjoy that.
I don't know if I've watched that. I
Aye,
need to. It sounds like stuff that Shona
I'm
uses
sure.
to fucking mop the kitchen. Right.
But anyway, aye. Thanks everybody for liking, watching, listening, and sharing, and commenting, and giving your love and all that jazz.
Aye, definitely, man. Usual suspects, as always. Give them a listen. Diabolical, Seismic, the Wreckfest boys, who I've had a wee chat with. Might be something in the pipeline in the new year with they guys who are funny as. I think it'll be a good excuse to crack open a bottle or two and sit online with them for a couple of hours. I think that'll be funny. Might take us about 9 years to get through an hour's film or something, but it'll be worth a try. That'll be quite good.
Aye.
Obviously, tune into all the boys podcast this week. I have. Trying to think what it was again. Jesus. Aye. Elf. Seismic Boys done Elf. Really good. Listening to Brian on from another podcast. Good friend from over America way or Canada way, I'm sure it was. And he's pretty decent, man. And Diabolical Boys as well. And the Wreckfest Boys. And we chat Tsunami there as well. But aye, nothing else to add, nothing else to say. Keep liking, keep listening, keep watching, subscribe, tell your pals, tell people you don't like, stop people in the street, kid on your a Facebook post and go, watch this, mate.
Aye. Much love.
Not for that. Cheery bye.
Judy, bye.